All right, let's talk a little bit about the markets. How's everyone doing today? It's wonderful Monday, the 25th of March 2024. My name is Thomas. As always, on Mondays, every Monday I talk about markets and what's going on, what's driving the markets, what's moving the markets, and how you can benefit from this. Now, first of all, I would like to hear your comments, your thoughts about your previous week. Is there something that, well, maybe there was something special that happened last week that you would like to talk about? Maybe you had some new uh, successes. Maybe you had some negative results which you would like to work out and eliminate in future. So, how's your trading? So yeah, I mean, trading is our main topic of conversation, obviously, and we can talk anything related to the market. So, hello, Mr. Billionaire. Hello, hello. Is there anything you would like to ask me? Well, if not, while we are still waiting for traders, for participants to join our event, so let's talk. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, right? So, as you might have noticed, as you may notice, that usually we started conducting our webinars in the so-called vertical format, where the streamer or the conductor of the webinar basically conducts it in a very condensed way, which pretty much resembles how the platform looks from mobile applications, from our mobile applications, obviously, talking about our iOS and Android application. And there you can see maybe more emphasis on trading, how to how it works, and yeah, pretty much how to trade, how to analyze charts. Now, today, I usually conduct my webinars in this the so-called full or desktop version of the platform. And as I always claim, my webinar is more about a broader view on the markets. The main goal, the main aim of this webinar is to give you more perspective at what is going on with the markets, what is happening, and what are the major moves and possible trading ideas. So first of all, I would like to remind you, of course, that no analyst is ever able to predict 100% where markets will move next. So I'm not providing any direct advice. I'm just sharing my personal ideas, my personal views, and these should not be taken as direct investment advice, because I only share what I see, and I describe pretty much what I see. So, without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. And as you can see, we are up trending again. So after this, was it red week, or did we close with a break? No, we closed red. So yes, basically, many people ask me, and I already see this question. So the question from Dan goes like this: are we doing binary or other? So first of all, on our trading platform, we have two modes, well, pretty much three, but the main ones are fixed time and forex. So we don't have binary, but we have fixed time and forex. And so talking about forex, the main difference from forex between forex and fixed time is that with forex you don't have the so-called fixed time, fixed duration of your trades, but instead you open a trade that will last unless you close it, or the price drops or rises to your towards your stop out level, and then your position gets closed, gets eliminated, and that's how it is. So when you trade forex, what you want to start with, obviously, is you want to start with higher time frame. So when we look at Bitcoin on monthly chart, yeah, let's look at monthly chart. So we have 1, 2, 3, so three green months. Then we have this doji. That was December, right? So opening price almost equals closing price, and in December we had a lot of volatility, and then we have this huge green candlestick in January, and so we are February, right? And March we are already well, we are green, but it was green, then it was red, and now we are green, and we are once again approaching this strategic level, the previous high of around, okay, it's around 69,000, slightly above or slightly below. Well, anyways, it's around 69. So as I say, levels are never this exact quote. It's more of an area of resistance. Even though we call it, of course, obviously, it's a common name to call them levels of support and resistance, but obviously it is area of support and resistance. So where we have quite a significant number of buyers or sellers who basically push prices, who don't let prices go up too fast, or who don't allow prices to drop, kind of like this. So what about, I have questions about Crash 300. So let me go ahead and check this Crash 300. So what is it about Crash 300? Why Crash 300 multiplier is too high? Well, Crash multiplier. So 1 week, I think we started, it was 200. Then at some point of time, it went up to 400. And now it's back at 300. So I don't really see why you would call it like too high. It's I mean, like, you can get 300 multiplier on Forex. And well, once again, a little reminder how you manage risks with Forex. So with Forex, you have this pretty nice way of moderating risk. Is basically when you so let me phrase it. So you can, if you cannot change the multiplier, so in this case, obviously we don't have this, any other option is just multiplier of 300. But what you can always do is you can always decrease amount invested, and thus pretty much you control your risk. So no one really makes you open trades in the amount of, say, $1,000 per trade. Just start with $10, and then, I don't know, like, let's imagine like upwards $10, and yeah, that's okay, not lucky with this $10. So but guys, the point is this, and I'm actually trading against the trade. So that trade was obviously against the trend, so not surprisingly, it closed with a loss. So yeah, if you feel like the multiplier is too high, you have two options. So you can either decrease the multiplier if it's possible, or you can change the amount invested. Ooh, wow. Okay, so we have, I'm trading against the trend, right? So these two trades happen because of this. No, as you can see, boom, 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 we are dropping, we are crashing. But before that, we had this upwards series, and yeah, so that's the story. So never trade against the trend. All right, so Crash 300, yes, the current multiplier is 300. I think 2 weeks back it was around 350. Before that it was around 400. So now we are back at 300. And well, I mean, with every asset, with every index, with every stock, with every futures, with every fixed time trade, you can control your risks. So if this feels like a little too much, a little too big, a little too high, you can always increase, or I mean, you can always decrease. Yeah, right. Decrease and then increase back when you start feeling comfortable. You can like go back to the previous risk level. All right. So going back to our conversation about Bitcoin. So let's see what was happening in 2020. So 2020 was this. How many green months we had in a row? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 green months in a row, and then we started seeing this, and now we are, shall I count this one? I don't know, probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's again, so 5 green candlesticks in a row, kind of. Okay, I'm kind of excluding this one, this dodgy looking candlesticks. So now about further moves on Bitcoin. A lot is going to depend on whether we will be able to break above this previous resistance level, and the main speculative growth factor right now is the so-called halving of Bitcoin, which is due to take place in the second half of April. And once that halving happens, it'll probably be another kind of buy the rumor, sell the news story. So as you can see here, we haven't really seen that many corrections again. So from 40 we went upwards almost, I don't know, like 70% upwards. Still we haven't really seen any significant correction. We only saw 2 red weeks, and currently this current week today began with a little bit of growth, plus around 2%. And then let's go back to daily. So daily, and on daily, I think it all looks pretty good. And on 4-hour time frame, we are already trading above this the 50 SMA, and now we need to break above this 100 SMA, which would be a significant positive signal for further growth. And okay, so we introduce line, and as I can see, this the all-time high of around 70, what was that, 73, almost 74,000, a little bit short of 74,000. And if we connect this high with any other high, we are going to see that we have broken out of this downwards channel and out of this triangle as well. And we can see that I think we have pretty nice potential. So technically speaking, technically speaking, I think everything looks to be in favor of further growth. I remain pretty positive in regards to Bitcoin and where this price can move, because, as I said, so halving is ahead of us, and this can be a very strong factor in support of Bitcoin. And also, a lot of money has flown into Bitcoin. Right. There is another thing I would like to share with you, which is quite interesting. I've seen these statistics many times already, but let's have a look at what's going on today. So where is Bitcoin's market capitalization? Today it is at 1.31, 1.3 trillion dollars, and currently Bitcoin holds the 9th position, the 9th place, and it needs to grow another probably like 10%, right? Maybe a little less, like 6-7%, in order to surpass silver and take the 8th place. And I think just a few weeks back that was the case, right? So the Bitcoin total market cap was higher than it is of silver. And then pretty much if this happens, then Bitcoin takes place number 8, and from there will be another like 20% to grow towards Amazon. Now, how greedy are... Oh yeah, and by the way, Microsoft is once again the most high cap stock or company in the world. So we have 3 tech giants, right? Microsoft, Apple, and surprisingly Nvidia. Who would have thought that about this? Who would have thought like 5-6 years ago that Nvidia would be the 3rd largest stock in the world by market capitalization? Then we have Saudi Aramco, which is the biggest oil producing company in the world, from Saudi Arabia. And then we have Alphabet, Amazon, and yeah, so Bitcoin's market cap surpassed Meta. And then, all right, there goes a big list of assets and companies. Oh yeah, something interesting is obviously TSMC, the Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company from Taiwan. So this company basically is this cause of political tensions between China and the US, and we'll see what's going to happen next. But going back to Bitcoin, so Bitcoin potentially can rise. I think now we are feeling quite greedy, and there is a lot of greed in regards to well, I mean, a lot of money has been printed, and this money has to go somewhere. And it's obvious that a lot of money has flown into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrencies total market cap now currently equals around 2. Right, here we are. So it's $2.5 trillion, which is huge, but there is quite a lot of room for growth, and we also need to obviously exclude stocks like cryptocurrencies like Tether, USDC, and a few others which are not really cryptocurrencies, but I mean, like, they are cryptocurrencies obviously, but they are these stable coins, the so-called stable coins. Now, going back to our trading platform, right? Let me take some questions from chat. So, all right, how can I understand? Okay, so there was this question about Crash 300. So Crash 300 is not so much different from any other asset. All you need to do there is you need to look at it, analyze it, find some repetitive patterns, and then pretty much exploit those patterns. So it's fairly simple. You find trades, you find certain similarities. So for example, okay, once again I open the trade against the trend. It's like this. All right, don't trade count trend, which I'm doing. But here's the deal: you can open. Where are my trades? Hold on a second. All right, so here are my trades. Yeah, here are my trades. The history of trades is here. So how you analyze this chart? Well, it follows the same principles. You have, for example, multiple top formation. So this level of resistance here, which can clearly be seen here. You also have the so-called downwards. You have double top formations, so double top pattern on this downtrend. You have the so-called mirror levels, these breakdowns, breakouts, and in general, when you trade by the trend, so following the trend, it usually helps you, and it forgives many mistakes that you can make. So, for example, I for some reason opened 3 trades counter trend in a row. I should have opened downtrends. I should have opened like this down trades. All right, so obviously you need to concentrate. You cannot do too many random trades too quickly. Everything has to be you need to think what you're doing. Right. But yeah, I mean, it's quite an interesting asset, and it requires certain skills. Well, I mean, like everything in trading requires. So yeah, that's long story short. That is how you analyze charts. That is how you analyze indices. For example, Crash 300. So, but obviously, I need a separate trading webinar in order to do that. So now Yeah, maybe now I should have opened this up trade. Yeah, let's try open up trade, down trade. Let's do this locking of this position and let's see where it will take us. So that's another strategy. Well, I mean, I just don't have enough time to talk about Crash 300, but maybe during our next webinar marathon, I will spend the whole hour talking about Crash 300 because it is a very interesting index and it requires a lot of skill and practice, obviously, but then it has really high yield potential, so profit potential. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the markets. So another thing, another asset that I would like to talk about is USD JPY. So this is a very interesting technical asset, and currently, once again, we are trading. So there was a significant story last week when the Japanese central bank raised its interest rate towards towards zero, which is quite funny because before that it was negative, but now it is at least it at least equals zero, which is not negative, it's zero. And on this news, the yen lost another 2-3% against the US dollar, and it further continued its movement towards this all-time high, well, not all-time high, but this probably 20-year high of 152 yens per 1 US dollar. And I'm pretty positive that this breakout will happen quite soon because we can currently see that we have come very close to this breakout and there is a lot at stake. And unless the Japanese central bank intervenes, then we can see a sharp rise, the price skyrocketing towards 155 and probably maybe even 160 yens per 1 US dollar, which will be another strong hit against the Japanese economy, which is now, is it number 4 now? I think it's number 4 now because Germany is number 3 or something like this. So it's okay. So Germany, India, Japan, these 3 countries are competing for the 3rd, 4th, 5th place, and the British economy as well. All right. Now, another asset that I would like to mention is obviously Brent, because Brent is trading at near $85, so $85 per barrel, which is above this resistance level. So we have this resistance level of 84, and currently, yes, so currently we are trading near 84, and we can see further rise towards, I don't know, like maybe 86, 88. A lot is going to depend on geopolitics here in Brent, but this pattern, this long-term, that was almost 1 month. Yeah, so 1 month in such a narrow range usually results in a strong breakout. But I mean, obviously, Brent is not a very speculative asset, and now currently its price is based upon real fundamental factors of supply and demand in general. That is why I do not see so much potential for just this quick rise as we can see, for example, with Bitcoin, which is a little bit not so much fundamentally, but it's also about this a little bit of, well, shall I say this bubble? Well, in a way, it is a bubble, but it's also like this mania. So everyone wants to buy Bitcoin, and everyone wants to profit from it. So this is what's driving Bitcoin prices currently, and why many cryptos are on the rise. And another maybe piece of advice I would like to share with you is, yes, obviously pay attention to altcoins like Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, what are they, Solana, and others, because once the rally on Bitcoin ends, these other cryptocurrencies are gonna play a much major role, and the so-called altcoin season will begin. And well, I mean, it has begun, in fact, right? It began because, for example, Solana went up almost 10 times, right? Maybe 10 times, maybe it can grow towards even higher highs. So currently, yeah, it's trading at all-time highs. So we can see even further prices. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they will be rising, they will be growing, because they are the market leaders. They are like these trains, the train which basically takes the rest of cryptocurrencies with them. But altcoins, during the altcoin season, altcoin bullish season, they simply grow at a much higher pace, at a much higher rate. When we'll be trading marathon, I hope it will be in about 2 weeks time, but we haven't yet specified the date. And there will also be a trading marathon on our Hindi channel or India channel, and it will be done in Hindi. So we are going to do 2 marathons, and maybe also we will do some marathons. We will carry out some marathons in some other languages that we can speak. And yeah, all right. Is there anything else that I wanted to tell you? Yes, so talking about digital gold, and many people consider Bitcoin to be digital gold, but we also have our regular metal, so regular gold. And so gold, gold is trading at $22,173 right now, and this pattern currently obviously looks like a flag to me, and this can result in pretty strong continuation of a trend. And so talking about gold, yes, we are trading at all-time highs. There are no significant levels of resistance before 2,500, so we can travel another 10% at least, and probably maybe 20% before we reach 2,500. And yeah, I mean, that's that's the news about this asset, that we have so much interesting stuff going on here. Yes, 2,100, 2,200, and once that level is taken, we can see pretty significant price moves on that asset. All right, so this was it. On what should I trade right now? Well, it all depends on your, first of all, strategy. And we have a number of assets. We have fixed time. We have probably like 100 different assets. And you can decide on your own. And it should be based on your, trading psychology, on your trading, your strategy, first and foremost. And that is why we conduct webinars on various strategies, showing different indicators. And that's pretty much, I mean, I cannot really tell you exactly which one to start. I've talked about a few assets already, and you can always consult your trading analyst if you hold expert level. So you can, this is me, Thomas, OLYMP TRADE, and you can, if you see the sign, or if your current status is advanced, you can always contact your VIP specialist, and he or she will guide you, will help you make your first steps, and will also tell you or suggest which asset to start with. But in general, so generally speaking, we have so many different assets, and that is why you can decide, you can make your own decisions about which asset to trade and which asset to use in your trading activities. So that is it for today. I wish you a wonderful trading week. Please prepare questions for next webinar, and I'll see you next Monday. So Thomas signing out. Thank you so much, and I wish you wonderful trading results this week. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.